Welcome back to my channel, Northern Wisconsin Chicken Chat. I wanted to do this video because so many people right now are finding lice and mites in their chicken flocks. And why is that? Well, the weather is starting to cool down. We are nearing the fall season. And during this time of year, as the temps cool down, these bugs are trying to find warm bodies to cling on to, and so it's a prime time of year for these external parasites. So I'm going to tell you a couple things that do work and some things that don't work when it comes to lice and mites. Now, a lot of people are going to say that Diatomaceous Earth, or DE, will fix your lice and mite problems. Well, I do a ton of poultry research. Part of what I do is I contact hatcheries, universities, I consult with my vet friends, I do a lot of research, okay? And I run a chicken rescue. I've done this for years. And the other thing that I do is I see sick chickens at my house. People bring birds over when they have a problem, and I can't tell you how many times people bring sick birds over and I find lice and mites, and they say, well, I'm surprised I have these issues because I use DE. It will not kill off an existing parasite load no matter what people tell you. I've seen it myself. I've seen so many people that say, this will kill the lice. It is merely a preventative at best, okay? And in the beginning of my chicken keeping, I used this too. And guess what? I still got lice and I still got mites. It still can happen. It is not a cure-all. Also, I have a video on my channel of a full description of what this is, how it's supposed to work, and what happened when I used it. It can cause respiratory issues in your birds, and it can in humans if you breathe it in. My birds got sick. I got sick. I don't recommend using this, no matter how much you hear how wonderful it is. Another product is garden and poultry dust. At Tractor Supply, about $15.99. People will tell you that this works as well, and I used to use this too. To be honest, I still do use it a little bit. I sprinkle it around through my run so that when the chickens dust bathe, they get a little bit of that on them. And I had a case of mites here, about 6 months ago. And so I thought, well, I'm going to use that, right? I went through 9 cans of garden and poultry dust trying to get rid of the mites. 9 cans. So I wasted a ton of money. It will not kill mites. And what I'm wondering is if the lice and mites are kind of becoming resistant to these products. And people like the DE and they like this dust because it's more of an all-natural kind of remedy. And don't get me wrong, I try to do all-natural here too when I can. But for a bad lice and mite problem, going all-natural isn't going to solve your issues. Unfortunately, especially with mites, you're going to need something stronger. So before I tell you about a product that definitely works and works quickly, I'll tell you a couple of other important things to know. What is the difference between lice and mites? Mites are red or dark red, and lice are a grayish brown. Mites are harder to get rid of and are more likely to cause the chicken to get sick because they suck the blood of the chicken and can actually cause things like anemia. Lice are a little bit easier to get rid of, but if you have one chicken that you find lice or mites on, you're going to have more chickens with lice or mites because they spread quickly. So if you see one chicken with this problem, treat your whole flock. That is very important. What you can do is take the chickens that have the worst cases of it and give them a bath in just Dawn dish soap. Dawn dish soap actually kills these parasites almost on contact. You can see them dropping off into the water and dying. Now I know some of us have a lot of chickens and we can't give them all a bath. So let me tell you about an easy way to treat them, and you don't even have to chase them all. This is Ivermectin Pour on for cattle. Yep, it says it's for cows, but it works wonders on chickens. Unfortunately, it is a little more expensive. It's $19.99 at my local Tractor Supply. But considering all that I spent on those 9 cans of poultry dust, I should have just got this in the beginning. This will last you quite a while. They have it in a locked case at Tractor Supply. I believe you can also find it on Amazon. As you can see, it's blue in color. And what you can do is put that in a spray bottle, diluted just a little bit, and also spray your coops, because these lice and mites are going to be hiding during the day in the cracks and crevices of your coop, and then they come out at night and cling on to the chickens. So how do you use this for the chickens? All you do is put a few drops of this under the wings, on the skin, on the back of the neck, and under the tail. Lice and mites like to go in these areas and hatch their eggs to create more parasites. So again, under the tail, at the back of the neck, and under the wings. When looking for lice and mites, this is where you want to look for these bugs also. So when you use this product, wear gloves, because how it's designed to work is to penetrate the skin and go into the chicken system to kill off any blood-sucking parasites. So if you just dip your finger in this, it's going to seep into your skin really quickly. You want to wear gloves. Another thing you could do is just attach a spray bottle nozzle and spray it a few pumps, again under the tail, neck, and wings. And I do this at night when they're on the roosting poles. So I don't have to chase chickens around. I just go in at night and do that real quick. And then you're going to want to repeat that in 1 week to kill any of the baby bugs that might have hatched between then and a week later. Another good preventative thing that you can do is to put some essential oils in your coops. These scents repel bugs from mosquitoes, flies, any sort of parasite, rosemary, peppermint, tea tree, lavender, and oregano oil. You only use a few drops of each, especially the tea tree, because some of these have a really strong scent to it, and you don't want the chickens to get too much when they breathe. So those are my tips for dealing with lice and mites, and Ivermectin Pour on has worked wonders, and it has worked the fastest. Out of all the years I have been keeping chickens, I've been the most successful using that, and others have said the same. Again, I talked to many people about chickens and chicken problems, and others have had the same thing happen recently where those other products just don't seem to work anymore. So again, this time of year, important to look your chickens over for those nasty little bugs. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to share and subscribe.